Were you injured in an automobile accident and took yourself to the urgent care, and maybe you're standing there right now and they're refusing to provide you care without you providing them with a PIP or personal injury protection claim number? This is wrong. They are wrong. And on this week's episode, I'm going to tell you exactly why and give you something to give them to make you be seen today. All right, everybody. This is your accident and injury guy, Joe with Bowers. This is a topic that I have been waiting, and I don't know why I've been waiting so long and so desperately to bring this to you here, but it's something that happens all the time. We hear this all the time. Folks get injured in an automobile accident and they don't want to go to the emergency room because they've heard that there are long wait times. There were times in which people were paranoid about going to the emergency room during COVID for just a risk of being, cross-contaminated and infected and everything like that. Tons of reasons why people didn't want to go and still prefer not to go to the emergency room when it comes to an automobile accident. I will say that for a variety of reasons, doing so is often the best scenario. However, I understand completely. And today we're going to talk about a tricky little thing that a lot of the urgent cares throughout the state of Maryland try to do, and it's going to keep you from receiving coverage. So here's what happens. You get in an auto accident. You don't necessarily think it's that bad. You go home, or maybe somebody comes and picks you up, and a few hours later, when the adrenaline wears off, the pain sets in, and you're like, I need to go get checked out, but I don't want to wait in the line. I don't want to wait in a waiting room for hours and hours and hours at the emergency room. So you go to an urgent care. And the first thing that they ask you for is your personal injury protection claim number. And there you are with a driver's license or ID in hand, your health insurance card in the other hand, because you should run medical care through your health insurance. This episode is going to tell you part of why, at least from the legal standpoint. In other episodes in this podcast, we've certainly talked about the benefits financially to why you want to do it. Today, we're going to talk about why the law is on your side, because the story that we are hearing over and over and over again from clients. Just the other week, I had somebody reach out to me who was a former client, was in a new accident, was reaching out to me because they were in another accident. They intend and subsequently have hired me to help them out with this, but they had just left an urgent care who refused to care for them and their family members until they would give a PIP claim number. There are two operative laws in Maryland that dictate that you, as, I'm not even going to say the injured person, this is really any area in which you're getting medical care, you get to elect which insurance is primary. If you have multiple insurances that may cover it, you get to elect which is primary. As it says here, this is under the personal injury protection statute. I'm going to get to a way that you can get all of this in the full text of the law. The named insured may elect to coordinate the policies by indicating in writing which policy is to be primary. Also, this is the important one. This is about your health insurance policy. Health insurance policies and policies of nonprofit, it covers more than just your health insurance plan. Health service plans may not contain a provision that requires personal injury protection benefits under a motor vehicle liability insurance policy to be paid before the benefit under this policy. So there's two big wordy things there. And again, I've actually set up a way for you to download this so that if you're at home seeing this, or maybe you went home after the urgent care refused you, you could print this out and take it right back in. Go to marylandinsuranceBook.com/choice. You're going to see all of the details on this, everything that you need to make sure that they actually see you, and most importantly, that they accept and bill your health insurance. Okay, all of the information is there. But with those two laws that work together, your personal injury protection coverage is not required. And we have this happen. Sometimes medical providers, while our client is getting active care, will refuse to bill their health insurance and say, you need to send us a letter that says PIP has exhausted. Well, here's the law right here for the health insurance policy. This is not a requirement. So if we represent you and it's happening midstream, we handle all of this for you. We will communicate with the health insurance company. We will communicate with the medical provider and say, here's all the law. You have to take it regardless of the status of the personal injury protection coverage. Now, in Maryland, the reality is most folks only have $2,500 in PIP coverage. So before they're getting to, a lot of times, an orthopedic doctor or somebody who wants to see the PIP is exhausted, most of the time it already is. But the topic here is about those urgent care providers. And the reason that I'm doing this and making it so that it's a downloadable is because we might not represent you yet. It might be the weekend. And sure, you can call and we'll say, hey, we've got you, come in Monday, or let's set up an appointment. But in that precise moment where you need care, you may not have signed with our office. We may not have an active representation agreement, and we are not in the position to call the medical provider on the spot and work this out for you. Sometimes we can, but this is here as a just in case. So again, if you go to marylandinsuраncebook.com/choice, you can download something to hand to the medical care provider. That usually, 99% of the time that this presents, it's presenting with an urgent care that's wanting to refuse coverage. And why do they want to refuse coverage? Because PIP, especially for an urgent care, somebody that you're going to be one of the first in line for billing, they want to get 100 cents on the dollar. Why? Because they're going to bill you like $500, $600, $700, something like that. And if they send it to PIP and there is PIP, they're going to get 5, 6, 100% of their bill, whatever it was. Whereas if they send it to health insurance, they're going to get a contracted price. They might get $150, regardless of whether that bill was $500, $700, $1,000, doesn't matter. There's a pre-negotiated price that they have to stick to. Which would you choose? $100, $150, or the full 100% amount of the bill, which might be $500 to $1,000? If it were your money coming in, of course, you'd select the one that pays you more. But this is your money going out. We want to select the one that legally is going to compensate them, that is going to satisfy their bill, but pay them the least out of your pocket. And that's the way to do it. So again, I'm going to throw this up one more time. Tell a friend, tell a family member, marylandinsuраncebook.com/choice. You throw us a number or an email address wherever you want it delivered. We will text you or email you out that sheet that you can print out or hand over or show on your phone if that's what you prefer to do. Hey, urgent care, here's the law. You have to accept my health insurance. You cannot refuse to see me just because you want a PIP claim number. Because in reality, you probably haven't had time to set up the PIP claim yet. In reality, you don't have it to give to them. Sometimes we've had clients who have accidentally given them a policy number, not a claim number, or the claim number for the at-fault insurance company. All of those are fine as long as they let you in there, because it's not going to bill where it wants to bill. Now, we're not suggesting that you give them the wrong information intentionally. That's one way to work around it. Showing them this law that they have to run your health insurance if you are dictating that they run and you are electing that your health insurance is primary. That's what the law says. I'll throw it up here one more time. Health insurance policies may not contain a provision that requires personal injury protection coverage to be paid before benefits under the health insurance policy. That is the law here in Maryland. Again, on that site, the marylandinsuраncebook.com/choice, you'll find the full text of the law included, as well as an article that's a one-pager that you can print or hand over, or give them your smartphone and say, hey, this is the law, take my health insurance. So that's the tip I got for you today. Super important stuff, because it's something that people run into, and it ends up being a roadblock numerous times every single month. I mean, it's certainly happening more times than I'm aware of. I only hear about it when people call me for representation, but that's it. MarylandInsuranceBook.com/choice will get you that document. As always, if there's something you want me to discuss on the podcast, shoot me an email, info@bowerslawmd.com. This is something that was brought up by a now client, at the time former client, who was navigating this situation. I'm like, that's something I need to talk about on the podcast. It's something I've been intending to talk about on the podcast for a long, long time. Finally, we got around to it. So boom, congratulations. As always, let's say you missed a past episode of the podcast. Like here, I mentioned previous episodes that talk about the why financially, money in your pocket, as to why you want that health insurance to be primary, especially when it comes to an urgent care. Some of what I talked about with that fee schedule and the pre-negotiated price will tell you a whole lot about why, because it drastically can impact your bottom line when it comes to how we resolve the claim. Where do you find those old episodes? Go to bowerslawmd.com, right up top where it says podcast. Click that. It will give you access to all of the previous episodes. So use your health insurance. Go to MarylandInsuranceBook.com/choice. This is where you go to get the form to give to the urgent care that says, hey, the law says you've got to take my health insurance. And if I have not reviewed your auto insurance policy yet, go to MarylandInsuranceBook.com without the /choice, just the main MarylandInsuranceBook.com. You can upload your declarations page. I will give you a free review of your insurance policy to say, hey, you actually waived PIP, or it would be very inexpensive for you to increase your PIP, or look into enhanced underinsured motorist coverage, or 100 other things that I might recommend for you to do to your insurance policy. Hopefully I'm wasting your time and I'm wasting your money. But if you get in an accident, you'll certainly thank me for the changes that I'll recommend that you make, if you make them. But there is no sales pitch because I'm not an insurance agent. You need to take that information to your insurance agent and say, hey, fix these things. They should know how to fix them. If they don't, you might need a new insurance agent. That's all I have for now. Be safe, be well.